I am doing my case report for Mother Gothel in the movie Tangled. In the movie Tangled, Rapunzel is a princess and the daughter of the king and the queen. The queen got sick when pregnant with Rapunzel and consumed a magical golden flower which saved her. Prior to the queen consuming this golden flower, Mother Gothel used it for hundreds of years to keep herself young. When Rapunzel was born, she held the powers of the golden flower. Mother Gothel kidnapped Rapunzel when she was a baby because she wanted the powers of the flower to keep her young, which only Rapunzel had. She made Rapunzel believe she was her mother and kept her in a tower for 18 years without ever letting her leave. Every year, lanterns were lit and released on Rapunzel's birthday in hopes that she would be found one day. The whole town and kingdom never stopped looking for her. At the end of the movie, she ends up finding out the truth and reuniting with her real family. And this movie takes place in Germany in the 1700s. I am diagnosing Mother Gothel with narcissistic personality disorder. This disorder is part of Cluster B, the dramatic erratic cluster. The textbook describes this disorder as someone who has an overinflated and unjustified sense of self importance and preoccupied with fantasies of success, believes they are entitled to special treatment from others, shows arrogant attitudes and behaviors, takes advantage of others, and lacks empathy. Mother Gothel is entitled, arrogant, took advantage of Rapunzel, and shows no empathy for others. The setting of this movie was the 1700s, so she probably would not have been diagnosed with the disorder because it was not discovered yet. Since she kidnapped the princess, they would probably just arrest her and hang her in the kingdom like they do with the other prisoners. If she did go to a therapist, they would probably just put her in a mental hospital since there was not a lot known about mental illness and psychological disorders during this time period. This disorder is more common in men. In countries outside the United States, like Pakistan, for example, where men have all the power and women do not have any, the men often have narcissistic tendencies that could be looked past because that is normal in their culture. So I do think that culture plays a part in diagnosing this disorder. In the United States, the term narcissist is thrown around a lot. One study in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology stated that participants from other countries rated Americans as more narcissistic than members of their own country. This exposes a stigma towards Americans and NPD. People generally think Americans are full of themselves because we are such a powerful country, but that does not automatically mean that more Americans have NPD. Mother Gothel displays a lack of empathy and also takes advantage of others. Her lack of empathy is shown when she kidnaps Rapunzel and continues to keep her locked up for 18 years. She shows no empathy for Rapunzel and the fact that she does not get to go outside and live, and she does not show empathy for Rapunzel's parents because she kidnapped their daughter and showed no remorse. Her second symptom is taking advantage of others. She takes advantage of Rapunzel by using her to keep herself young. She only took Rapunzel for her own needs. She also takes advantage of her by telling her the world is a bad place and that is why she cannot go outside, when in reality, Mother Gothel is the bad guy. The DSM-5 states that a person with NPD shows a pervasive pattern of grandiosity, need for admiration, and lack of empathy. Mother Gothel has all these symptoms, but the weakest one is her need for admiration. She is so obsessed with her image and being young, and all she cares about is that and for Rapunzel to obey her. She does not really show a need for admiration from anybody else. A 2017 study revealed that 0 to 6.2% of people have NPD, and 50 to 75% of those diagnosed are male. That would make Mother Gothel's case somewhat of a rarity. Treatment for this disorder is limited, and not a lot has been found to be helpful. Psychodynamic therapy has been tested, but it has been found that patients with NPD do not respond well to this treatment because they feel like they are being criticized. Patients with NPD are also likely to end treatment on their own. Although this is the case, I think this would be the best treatment plan for Mother Gothel. One of the reasons psychodynamic therapy is thought to be unhelpful is because people with NPD struggle to form intimate relationships. We do not know the family history of Mother Gothel or anything about her past. I think psychodynamic therapy could be helpful for her in opening up about her past relationships and family life. There are no ethical concerns for this type of treatment. Mother Gothel would be imprisoned if she went to therapy and confessed what she did and probably never received the help she needs. This type of treatment also requires the patient to seek help, which Mother Gothel would never do because she would never risk losing Rapunzel. The disorder is accurately portrayed in the film. Mother Gothel obviously displays all of the symptoms of NPD. Her lack of empathy and arrogance are displayed in almost every scene she appears in. The portrayal of the disorders in film are a good way to help people understand them better. There are so many different disorders, and some of them are hard to identify, but film makes them easier to differentiate. Film is meant to be creative, so producers can create realistic scenarios and characters that people can relate to, and therefore broaden our understanding of things like psychological disorders.